Hi, my name is Ian McLean, and I'd like to introduce you to Courtney Horn, a working mother and co-owner of the Horn Funding Corp. I've asked her to answer some questions and give her thoughts on gender in the workplace.
I'm Courtney Horn, and I own a company called the Horn Funding Corp with my husband.
Okay, and if you could describe where you work in as
Sure.
much detail as you'd like to go into.
Yeah, well, we have an office actually in Centennial. It's right up the street from where we are now in Lone Tree, and we have an office that houses. We have an assistant, and we have another person who comes in from India. So we have a small space, but a very nice space.
Okay, and could you describe a typical day at your workplace? So what you would do?
Sure. So as far as for my work, I come into the office. I'm usually in the office by about 8:15. I'm usually doing a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, a lot of appointments. Since I do mostly sales, I'm meeting with a lot of folks, really walking them through the loan process. And yeah, that's kind of what we do. We do a lot of work with our investors as well, getting financing for folks. So a lot of it's education, a lot of on the phone, a lot of in the face-to-face meetings and emails.
Okay, and uh, like who are your coworkers and what do they do separate from you?
Sure. So my husband is my coworker. He is the president of our company, and he pretty much runs all the financial aspects of the company, daily bookkeeping to long-term finance for the company. He does secondary, where he's working directly with the investors with loan and lock commitments. I also have an assistant who does our closing funding, so she's doing a lot of the paperwork for preparing folks to close on a home. And then we actually are in the process of hiring another assistant, and she'll be doing a lot of the gathering of the documentation, curative, working through the underwriting process, more of a direct assistant to me.
Do you feel there's a current substantial issue with gender discrimination in America's workforce, and if so or not, why and what can we do about it?
Um, because I'm an owner of a company, I'm maybe not as exposed to big corporate spaces where I think gender equality becomes more of a prevalent situation. Also, maybe within service fields such as the police force or firefighting. I really do feel as though we're making strides, big strides, outside looking in, of really trying to make gender equality stronger and better. However, I do still think that there are issues with it. For example, I have two clients who are buying a house together, and they have the same exact position. They are both chief EMS, so emergency services, and their pay is about a $20,000 difference. The male is earning about $20,000 more than the female, and they have the same exact role. So from that exposure that I see, it does seem like it's still an issue. Again, within my space, I don't think it's quite as prevalent because we are a small family-owned business, but I do think it is still out there. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And as sort of a closing thought, is there anything about workplace gender roles in America that you hope to see change or be improved upon in the future? And how so? How would you like to see that change?
Sure. I definitely am a huge proponent. I do feel very strong. I feel as though I'm a very strong female. I've accomplished a lot of things in my life. I would love to see, regardless of race, sex, anything, the best individual gets the opportunity for that position or that opportunity, whether it's leading a company, whether it's being a political figure. I'm really looking for the best individual. I try to remove any sort of speculation on whether I believe a female should get something over a male. I think it should be the best individual. So I really hope that that is where we're headed in the future. I would love to play an active participating role as much as I can and help women in particular gain some momentum in the workforce.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Yeah, sure. You're welcome.
Thank you.